You guys, it's here! The Jeep Wrangler Rubicon 392 is finally here, and it's got a 6.4 liter V8 stuffed underneath the hood. Now, it's not a Hellcat because it's not supercharged, but still, this ain't your grandpa's Jeep, y'all. All right, let's start with some specs. That engine pushes out 470 horsepower and 470 pound-feet of torque, and it can go from 0 to 60 in 4.5 seconds. Now, that's not as much as its brethren, the Ram TRX, but still, that's nothing to sneeze at, y'all, especially when you consider that the Wrangler is wearing 33-inch BFG KO2 tires. Those are meant more for off-road shenanigans than they are on-road antics. This baby's got a dual mode selectable quad exhaust, a hood scoop, and this crazy Hydro Guide air intake system that separates the air from the water in such a way that you can ford 32.5 inches. But is it a Rubicon? I mean, it doesn't have the same transfer case as a Rubicon. This one has got the Select Track transfer case, and that gives you a final drive of 373 to 1, low range gearing of 272 to 1, and that produces a crawl ratio of 48 to 1. There's full-time four-wheel drive high, neutral, and four-wheel drive low, but there's no two-wheel drive like what you have in the Rubicon. Plus, that rock track in the Rubicon gives you lower gearing, which produces a much higher crawl ratio. But here's the thing, you guys, you got 470 pound-feet of torque, right? I mean, once that gets multiplied through the transfer case and the transmission and all of those crazy things, you're gonna come out ahead because you're starting with more torque, much more than what you've got in the 3.6 liter or the 2 liter turbo. Plus, Jeep says that 75% of that torque is available right above engine idle. Now, I'm going to have to reserve final judgment until I drive it, but for right now, I wouldn't really worry about those ratios. I mean, it is a little disappointing that the 392 doesn't have two-wheel drive. I mean, Jeep has not released EPA fuel numbers yet, but a 6.4 liter V8, not really good on fuel economy. The good news is that there is automatic cylinder deactivation for highway cruising, but still, I am very interested to see those EPA numbers. All right, let's move on to geometry. The 392 is actually very, very comparable to the Rubicon. It's got an approach angle of 44.5 degrees. That's more than the Rubicon. Breakover is 22.6 degrees, and you even get a little bit more in departure angle of 37.5 degrees. As for ground clearance, the 392 is about a half inch shorter than the Rubicon at 10.3 inches. So yeah, it's a Rubicon. It's a really, really quick Rubicon. Now, we don't have any word on pricing, but expect to see it in dealerships in spring of 2021. All right, pals and gals, let me know, are you super stoked for this V8 or are you more a diesel person? Maybe you're a 2 liter turbo type of gal or guy. I don't know. I don't know your life. Anyway, let me know in the comments and be sure as always to like and subscribe.